Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal Post. How you all doing, my friends, my family and friends? What's going on? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox, Stretford Post. It's Chatterbox. We're live. It's the afternoon, and what is going on at Manchester United at the moment? What's going on, Mark? How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Everyone is El Kushti and enjoying their day. Chatterbox family, Chatterbox family. We are family, all family in this circle of ours that is ever growing. Of course, it's ever growing, our circle. I hope you're all doing well. Please, before I start, could I ask you kindly, could you just smash a like and subscribe, whoever's online? If you could do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic, guys. I'm on the road to 3,100. Let's say I'm on the road to 3,100. Let's hope that I get there very soon. That'd be absolutely fantastic if you guys can do that for me. Now, let's get into it. I mean, it's been a bit of a crazy a few days, hasn't it? A few weeks in regards to Manchester United, and we're getting a little bit agitated. We're getting a little bit depressed. The fans are a little bit annoyed somewhat. And one thing caught my eye just now, and it didn't make things any better, to be honest with you, if I'm going to be really honest. It was in regards to Manuel Ugarte. And hey, fam, what's going on? Here we go. Now, PSG have put a 51 million price tag on Manuel Ugarte, and we are offering 43 million. So the deal is 8 million apart, according to Duncan Castles. It's a bit sad that we are hovering, we are scraping the barrel at the moment in regards to how you doing, Kingdom? I hope you're well. Hope everyone is good. We're scraping the barrel in regards to money at the moment. It seems a bit of a shame that, a deal such as this, such as the Ugarte deal, is so important to our season and our aspirations for the season, is being held up by 8 million, £8 million. Goodness me. I know it may seem a lot, to some people, but in the grand scheme of things in regards to Manchester United, 8 million isn't a lot of money, and we're scraping the barrel in regards to that. Now, I read this and I thought, oh my goodness me, we could have been all happy. We could have been all excited in regards to me. Happy birthday to me. Irfan, is it your birthday, mate? Happy birthday to... I owe you a birthday song, that means. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? I might scare you for life in regards to your birthday, but I owe you a birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Which birthday do you want? Which you want, the English one? Happy birthday to you. Or do you want happy birthday to... Whichever one you want. Try and pet. Yeah, there. For goodness sake. Mark, you're breaking my heart, mate. You're breaking my heart. I mean, Chelsea are just doing business. They're doing business. We're just hovering around, looking at window shopping, and just doing absolutely nothing. At the moment, Manchester United are absolutely breaking our heart, aren't they? They're absolutely worrying us to death at the end of the day. Happy birthday, Irfan. Make sure you get the happy birthdays in for my friend Irfan. He's here every day. Good friend, good guy on the channel and on all of our channels, because we are a family on this whole circle and network of up and coming streamers. We're going to be at the top. I told you we're going to fight the power that be. Fight the power, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go after them. Any news about Amrabat and Fofana? Well, if I was going to be... How you doing, Ijeoma, by the way? Chukwuma, that's a good name, actually. There's a player plays for Chelsea, wasn't it? Chukwuma as well. But basically, Manchester United could be loaning out Amrabat again for another season. I personally think it's going to end up being like that. Now, I want to talk about this news that Manchester United may be in for a double deal, which obviously will be Berge and Fofana. Now, I heard this news earlier on today from other outlets. In my opinion, could it happen? Maybe it's too nice to happen. It's too much of a sweet thing to happen to Manchester United for us to bring through two players at once, but it could happen. Manchester United could shock the world and bring in Fofana and Berge. As my friend Mark said, the Weghorst of midfield. Now, there were some good points made earlier on today in regards to Berge about, he does his job well, which is the defensive side of things. He can clean up in front of the defence, etc. But the mark of a great player who is the player who can go forward as well. Berge isn't that guy. But then you can turn it around and say, Ugarte isn't that guy, because Ugarte doesn't score any goals. I mean, he scored none for PSG, I believe. And at the end of the day, we have to wait and see in regards to that. He's 27 in February. He's not a young player. So we'll have to just wait and see. They've obviously done their research in regards to Sander Berge, and they obviously rate him highly if they're after this player. Obviously, they're very interested in him. But Manchester United would be open to doing a deal with Fofana and Berge, which obviously would be a lot better. Of course, I'm a big fan of Fofana. I think he's a brilliant player at Monaco, a brilliant player for France. I believe he would be an amazing signing for Manchester United if we got him through the door. Whether we do that, whether we do a double deal, which is like an amazing kind of development if it did happen, because Manchester United are finding it really hard to get one deal through the door. So if they've done two, bang, you know. Sniper Man, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, mate. Good to see you. Thanks. You're welcome, Irfan. It's Irfan's birthday, by the way. Don't you forget Irfan's birthday. Don't you dare. Let's have a read of these comments. He used to score for Sporting, didn't he? Score against Arsenal in the Europa League. Everyone scores against Arsenal, Mark. Even I do. Let me have a look. Everyone scores against Arsenal. No, he's a good player. He's a good player. Ugarte, I'm just trying to comfort ourselves. I'm trying to make it more sweeter for us, mate. I'm trying to make it more like soften the blow a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. Basically, he used to score against Arsenal. Let me have a look at that one. Any defenders in ASAP? We do need defenders in ASAP. It's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a difficult one at the end of the day, and we need defenders in there. There's rumours today that the Ligt deal is off. Mad, isn't it? I mean, we were so certain of signing the Ligt. The Ligt has a criminal charge against him that has occurred a few months ago. I believe that he was hit and run, basically. And that is going to be an issue, of course, as well. That just popped up recently, but could be proved to be an issue. Idioma, I also play soccer. I play for Nigeria. How can I get your personal contact, please? You can contact me on Twitter, of course. Whenever you want to send me any material or anything like that, just let me know. Contact me on Twitter, and I'll have a look, my friend. No problem at all. It's Stretford Post. That's Stretford Post, and I'll have a look if you want to send me. John, cheers. Chelsea will sign anybody. Big up, Mark. Big up, you guys. Sniper Man, big up yourself. Big up. Man United will win tomorrow 2-1. Here we go. I believe Man United will win tomorrow. I just got this feeling Man United will win tomorrow. It's the kind of game we win. I don't know why. It just seems like we win these games, and it wouldn't be surprised if Man United go and win tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised. I hope we win, because I want to bring the Charity Shield back home. I do want to win the Charity Shield. I feel that's important that we win against Man City at Wembley, because it'll be the second time we've beaten Man City at Wembley in the space of months. And that would do very well for our morale, of course. Let me have a look at these. Don't give me a heart attack. Everyone's giving each other a heart attack at the moment. Man United might as well go in for Ledley King at this rate. Right, as an issue for Bayern and a boost for United, maybe force them to get him out of the country quick. There you go, the positivity from Mark coming in, glass half full. Glass half full, always with Mark. Absolutely spot on, actually. I didn't think of it that way. They could get rid of him because obviously they don't want anything to do with it, and they could wash their hands with him. And the Ligt could come into the country quick and sign for Man United. It's the type of deal we do, don't we? We like criminals, don't we? We do love a criminal. The Ligt in. Even Maguire has a criminal record. Yes. We are. What did they call us a year ago or something? What did they call us? They called us, what is it? I can't remember. It was a funny name, but they called us Prison FC or something like that, or Death Row FC. Give me your Twitter name, please. Stretford Post. Stretford, Stretford Post with an E. Stretford. So the Stretford End, Stretford Post. You can find me anywhere on there, mate. Just go, just have a look. You'll find me, mate. I'm in that mood right now where, like I haven't been well this last couple of days. I've been like all sniffed up and coughed up and everything. So at the end of the day, spelling is not on my repertoire at the moment, if that makes sense. It just sounds good. You guys, so does Alonso. Yeah, can he leave the country? Yeah, can he leave the country? Alex, what's going on, my friend? Can he leave the country? That is the biggest question of all. Can the Ligt leave the country? Obviously, if he has a criminal record, what's going on there? What is going on there? Can he leave? I don't know. Ahmad is here. All Man United fan can relax. Ahmad is going to have a very important season next season for himself. He has a lot to do. Obviously, he has a lot to prove. There's lots of people who are putting a lot of pressure on Ahmad, in my opinion. Ahmad needs to play a few games, a run of games, and I would like to see him given a few games to see what happens next season. If he comes in next season and he sets the world alight, then fair play to him. I hope he does really well. I'm very excited about Ahmad. Of course, we all are at the end of the day, but I'm also excited about Harry Amass. I'm also excited about a number of other young players coming through. Murray coming through as well. Ordine, Collier, of course. Juve want Maguire. Juve want Maguire. Juve want Maguire. Are you sure Juventus want Maguire? What has happened to Juventus, mate? What has happened to... But I'm happy about that. If they want him, have him. Take him. No. I'm not going to argue with that. Take him. Definitely. Obviously, he can't. It's almost a fine. In regards to De Ligt leaving? Almost, yeah. He can't leave if he's got a criminal charge on his head, I don't believe. Maguire should not leave. We can play Shaw at centre-back, but he's slow for centre-back. Oh, mate, don't say Maguire can't leave. Maguire's 31. He needs to leave. Mamadashvili, you guys, Mamadashvili, is he going to go to Liverpool for 30 million? Mamadashvili is a very good goalkeeper. I really rate him. And during the European Championship, he was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm surprised no one else has been in for him. Absolutely brilliant. He saved them a number of times, didn't he? He's absolutely brilliant player. But Liverpool, would he go to Liverpool? Because Liverpool have a goalkeeper. Of course, they have Alisson, don't they? So would they bench Alisson? Alisson hasn't been good this last few years, has he? Well, the last year or so, has he? I mean, according to myself, maybe it's just because I hate Liverpool. Everything looks crap. But I don't know. He would be a good signing for them. He's a good goalkeeper. I don't have a Twitter account, but I have a WhatsApp and Facebook account, please. Just search me, Sal Warner. I'm on there. You can add me, my friend. Sal Warner. You'll see me in all my glory, or not. No, Mamadashvili is 6'6". Good to know. He is 6'6". He's a good goalkeeper. It's fine. It's not a criminal charge that would bar him from leaving. And to be fair, they are exaggerating. I live in Germany. They probably are exaggerating, Mark. Yeah, I agree. I just feel like it's just something small, probably like a parking fine or something like that. You know what I mean? And they're saying hit and run, but it's a parking fine. You know what I mean? Imagine it. Did you watch Ten Hag interview for the Community Shield? I've watched briefly bits and bobs about it. I've heard about all the injuries and that. But guys, I want to know your feelings on Luke Shaw, to be honest with you. There's a lot of murmurs and a lot of anger in regards to Luke Shaw. I really like Luke Shaw. I think he's a fantastic player when he's fit. when is a big when and when big if when he's fit. I really like Luke Shaw, to be honest with you. And I just wanted to know what your feelings on it. Do you think we've had enough of Luke Shaw? Do you think we can't keep carrying these players? Do you feel like that? Do you feel like it should be over now with him at the end of the day? Do you feel like we should give up with Luke Shaw? I think one more season. Sell Luke. Yeah, he's saying sell Luke. Mark's saying sell Luke. I was going to give him one more season, but he's the guy. He's the boss. Mainu, man on the match against Man City. Of course, he's going to be again. Don't worry. Sell Luke. A lot of people would sell Luke. PSG, a lot of people would sell Luke in regards to that because, and I don't blame them for saying that because at the end of the day, we've carried him for a long time. He's missed something like 60% of football since he signed for Manchester United, and it's unacceptable. We are not a care home. This is what we need to understand, that we are not a care home. We cannot keep caring for these players and getting all sloppy and lovey-dovey with these players because a lot of Man United fans are getting too attached to these players like Luke Shaw. I like Luke Shaw, and I think when he's fit, he's a fantastic player. But when is when, isn't it? At the end of the day, how long's a piece of string? At the end of the day, you cannot just keep being sentimental towards these players. We need players who are going to play. At the end of the day, and for me, I'll put Harry Amass above him in the pecking order. That's what I would do. I would really do that. Honest to God, I would put him ahead. Let me just read Abdullah's comment here. Oops, just messing up here. Oops, yeah. Let me just read Abdullah's comment. PSG had discussions with Manchester United for Jadon Sancho. Talks advanced to the stage of a price of potential deal. Duncan Castles. Now, mate, I will believe it when I see it, right? I will believe it when I see it. Jadon Sancho is a player that I would forgive, but I would never forget in regards to what he did to Erik ten Hag last season. We always forgive. We all make mistakes. This is life. Life is multi-layered. We are human beings. We make mistakes. We have different emotions every single day. That's life at the end of the day. But in the world of football, he really distracted us in last season in the time that we really needed him. You know, and at the end of the day, if PSG sign him, fair play. I wish him the best of luck at the end of the day. But I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know about Shaw, but he is okay. He's okay. I believe he needs to play next season. Hi, Randy. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Irfan, Luke Shaw. No, time is up. People saying time is up for Luke Shaw. Absolutely. I understand the sell Luke. Abdullah, what's going on? Sell Luke. We don't have any veterans in the club then. Veterans? Goodness me. You know what? There's a difference between veterans and legends. Do you know what I mean? There's veterans of failure, and there's veterans of success. We have veterans of failure. You're better off having veterans of success than veterans of failure. You're better off starting over, to be honest with you. Except Bruno. Yeah, Bruno's a mate. Except Bruno. Bruno's brilliant. I'm not saying about Bruno. I am not believing this until I see it from Ornstein and Romano. In regards to Jadon Sancho, yeah, me too. But how you doing, Sniper Man? How you doing, Sanjay? Hope you're well. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Sanjay. I hope you're well, my friend. Hope everything is cushy as can be. Story going around that we are looking at a freebie from Atletico Madrid, Hermoso. Goodness me. Oh, goodness me. What does he do? Work in the kitchen? Manchester United will have to pay 30 million for Sander Berge. Burnley will not block his return to the Premier League, but are determined to get the full value for Berge if he doesn't leave. Now, this is exactly the point I was making. Scott McTominay is 30 million, right? As much as we don't rate Scott McTominay, he's worth more than Sander Berge, right? Let's be honest, because at the end of the day, he's proven in the top league, right? He's proven himself at Man United. How can he be worth the same age, right? The same as Scott McTominay? It doesn't make sense. Big up this channel. Abdullah, thank you so much, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Big up yourself, Abdullah. How do you feel about that anyway? If a player like Scott McTominay is worth 30, how can Sander Berge be 30? I just don't understand that. Is our players severely underrated or underpriced? I believe so. Scott McTominay is like a lower Premier League, a mid-table Premier League player, right? He could probably fit in at Spurs, teams like that, to be honest with you. Sander Berge's unproven. How are they trying to put a 30 million price tag on Sander Berge? Doesn't make sense. 15 tops. 15. Big up the channel. Yep, thank you so much. Anyway, what happened to Scott McTominay deal? We're waiting on that. We're absolutely waiting on the Scott McTominay deal. It would be fantastic if we can shift Scott McTominay out the door. It would be nice if he. I have a lot of respect for top Scott McTominay, of course. I have a lot of respect for Scott McTominay. I do. But at the end of the day, we have to remember that we're not here to carry players. We're not here to be a care home, as I said earlier on in the show. We need to move on. And to be honest with you, whoever buys him has got a good player. It's just that because he's got this narrative around him that is a bit like a banter narrative around him. But he's a good mid-table player team. He would do well at a club like Everton. He would even do well at Spurs, I think, in my opinion. It's not 30 million, it's 15 million only. Yeah, well, there's rumours there's 30 million, isn't it? It should be 15 million in regards to Sander Berge, I believe. That's how much Man United should limit themselves to Sander Berge. 15 million. I mean, he's not my first choice. I mean, I didn't even know, both of us didn't even know who he was a couple of weeks ago. And now we're talking about, do you know Mina Football? I know Mina Football, got a lot of love for Mina Football. The United View, all of those guys there are very, very decent people at the end of the day. Do you know? Yeah, triangle passing is football underrated and underutilized. Is triangle passing in the football underrated and underutilized? Oh, you mean tiki-taka really, isn't it? The triangles in the pitch. It's not underutilized. It's a very important part of football at the end of the day. Triangles on the pitch. we didn't used to play like this sort of style years ago. This triangles in the middle of the pitch and forming formations that tiki-taka. You form triangles in the middle of the pitch because under Sir Alex Ferguson we were more like get the ball, go bring it forward, press. That's the way we were. This sort of thing is more like on a tiki-taka sort of side of thing, which is the triangles in the middle of the pitch, squares in the middle of the pitch, and exactly, do you know what I mean? So circles, you know. It's not like it's triangles, but it's a part of it. It is a part of it in regards to always have your man. So basically, it's always support for the player. If you've got a triangle in the middle of the pitch, you've always got support around you. I think it's a good thing. I don't know if we work on it. I don't know. I'm not sure if Ten Hag has been working on it. I wanted to bring in one thing about coaching in regards to, I wanted to bring in Ruud van Nistelrooy. People have been saying, oh, look at Ruud van Nistelrooy. Look how he's training the players. Look, Ruud van Nistelrooy is doing his job as a coach. Sir Alex Ferguson did not train players how to finish. Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager. Erik Ten Hag is a manager. I'm talking about certain people online just want to make the negative about Erik Ten Hag. Every single 5 minutes, they've got something negative to say about Ten Hag. Oh, look at the way Ruud van Nistelrooy is training. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a striking coach. He's a coach. That's what coaches do. Alex Ferguson did not coach. He was a manager. He was a manager. He had coaches there himself, like Carlos Guerreros, like Steve McLaren. He had coaches. Alex Ferguson was the maestro. It's just like Ten Hag is the maestro, and he's the one who's going to make the team at the end of the day, pick the team at the end of the day. He's not the coach. I'm just tired of these people bringing in these negatives. Not you, Sniper Man, by the way. I'm talking about someone else on Twitter. And I'm tired of them bringing in these narratives in regards to Erik Ten Hag and how he's not a good manager, etc., 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 etc. You know, but a big part of it, yeah, definitely. But I think triangles are good. By the way, Sniper Man, triangles in the middle of the pitch, they always work at the end of the day. People love a triangle these days, especially when they want to get somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Randy Danster, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. I just want to read your comment. We always criticize our players publicly and troll them, so everyone knows how our players are. You have a good point, mate. And I've never trolled any of our players, but I do criticize our players, and I don't criticize them to other people. This is the one thing about it. Well, you can say Twitters to other people, but at the end of the day, I don't abuse players and I don't call managers names, etc., like people were doing last year. But at the end of the day, I will criticize and I'll call it out for what it is because it's in regards to our football club. It's in regards to that. So if he's doing well, if he's doing badly, I will call it as it is. Do you know what I mean? So I think Man United need a centre back like Hanko or Antonio Silva, mate. I agree. I think these are two very, very good players, and Manchester United should be on the radar in regards to these type of players. In my opinion, they do need these type of players. Django pressing is correct counter, so it's the part of the bus. Django pressing is Ralph Ragnick all over again, isn't it? It is Django press. The Django press. 2008 is the best day of my life. CR7, Rooney, Tevez. What a time to be alive. You know what, Irfan? You just reminisced me a place that I really love, a place that is beautiful, which was 2008. Of course, 2008 was a beautiful time for Manchester United in regards to who we were. We had such a great team. We had Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney. We had Piqué was on the bench, for goodness me. I know we don't like Tevez, but Tevez complemented those two so well, Rooney and Ronaldo. It was just such a strong front line, you know. But let's not get it twisted, right? Sir Alex Ferguson is a legend, right? And Sir Alex Ferguson will never be anything other, in my book, than an absolute legend. Gave me the happiest times in my life as a Manchester United fan. But let's not act like he was innocent, okay? Let's not. Yeah, he done a lot of things wrong in regards to not giving Tevez a contract when he was promised a contract, for example. But what Tevez did after that was also very, very wrong as well. And going to Man City was absolutely a no-no. I was born in 2008. Goodness me, you were a youngster, mate. You know where I was in 2008? Yeah, I was there, mate. Me, I like Tevez. Tevez was a good player. At the end of the day, yes, you're right. At the end of the day, Sir Alex Ferguson handled some players in the wrong way, in my opinion. And I'm just going to say this. I'm going to throw this out there, right? Sir Alex Ferguson's a fantastic manager, was one of the best managers of all time, right? But the way he treated certain players was not 100% perfect. But that was part of Sir Alex Ferguson's character. Yeah, Man United haven't got a Bruno replacement. No, they need one though. I do think they need one. We might have Collier coming through, hopefully. Who's Tevez? You mean Judas? Judas. Yeah. Now, the story goes with Tevez is that Sir Alex Ferguson didn't offer Tevez a new contract when he was promised a new contract. And he kept holding Tevez off and kept giving him the cold shoulder. That was the story about it. How true it is, I don't know. But what Tevez done was wrong. What Manchester City done was wrong in regards to disrespect. There was disrespect there. What Tevez needed to do was go into the office and say, look, Sir Alex, and what was going on with my contract, what's going on. That was wrong. But in regards to Alex Ferguson and his man management was good to an extent to some players. For example, with Eric Cantona, he would be like this way. With another player, he'd be like that way. He was good at that. He knew who to put an arm around the shoulder. He would knew who to give a rollicking to. He was that sort of guy. He was really good. But there were times when he was not good, in regards to man management, in regards to certain players. Yapstam, he was out of order to Yapstam. Let's be real here. He was out of order to David Beckham. Let's be real. He was out of order to players like Steve Bruce, players like that. He did make mistakes, and let's get it right. Just because he's a legend doesn't mean he never made mistakes. He did make mistakes, and at the end of the day, he did. But Berbatov never like only Liverpool 3-goal like for me. Tevez, CR7, Rooney. Berbatov was a fantastic player. By the way, Berbatov is an absolutely top human being as well. I respect Peter Schmeichel, but he should not have joined City. But at the time, my friend, how you doing, Danny B? I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're good. Sniper Man, if I bring it back, in regards to Peter Schmeichel, he went to a really rubbish Man City. At that time, Man City were rubbish. They were rubbish, mate. No one cared about Man City back then. No one did. No one absolutely gave two hoots about them. But he shouldn't have joined Man City. I agree. Even then, they were still rivals, so he shouldn't have signed for Man City back then. I do agree with that to an extent. I would have kept Schmeichel one more season. I think he regretted leaving in the end, didn't he? I think we could have persuaded him to stay. Schmeichel said it himself. Good afternoon, Sonny. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Where are you these days? I don't see you these days. What's going on? What country are you in? Whereabouts are you? We're searching for you everywhere, mate. What's going on? Yeah, so at the end of the day, in regards to the past, that is the past. Alex Ferguson, in my book, will always be a legend. He's the greatest manager of all time, but he did make mistakes. Let's not get it twisted. He did. And there's some players there that he did not treat fairly. I mean, I'm a big fan of David Beckham. I felt in the end he wasn't treated fairly. I do think that. And there's a lot of people, Roy Keane will say the same thing, that players who gave their all, gave 100%, were badly treated. But at the end of the day, this is what you need when you're trying to build a successful football club. At the same time, when you look at it from both sides of you, Mr. Agilma, yes, I hate most of Man United legends because they criticise players as if they don't make mistakes during their days. Lots of players have made mistakes during the days. Managers have made mistakes during the days as well, my friend. Loads at the end of the day. And this is what I've been touching on in regards to Sir Alex Ferguson and Tevez, and nothing beat Tevez, Rooney, and Ronaldo up front. That front line was absolutely madness. Sonny, you got work, my friend. Fadi got what's going on. David Tevez. Mike Smalling. What are the talking about Hermoso, please? He's a good defender in Madrid. Yeah, he's a squad player at Madrid. I've been hearing his name quite a lot this last half an hour. I've been hearing his name quite a lot. A good squad player. Is he the player we need, though? I mean, at the moment, Man United don't want to come across as desperate. Do you think we're coming across as desperate? Carragher, forget Carragher. Carragher is just an anti-Man United biased idiot, in my opinion. He's no one to talk about who's this, who's that. He never won a title in his life. He needs to stop talking about Man United and concentrate on Liverpool with their B-Tech Ten Hag in Arne Slot, because that's what he is. He is a B-Tech Ten Hag, of course. Randy, I hope Ineos don't sack Eric and the Red because of their shortcomings and lack of support. His work in Italy. Are you still in Italy, Sonny? You're from Italy, isn't it? You're from there. Oh, yeah. I miss Italy. I'm back in the UAE now. I miss Italy. I'll be back there soon, guys. I will be back there soon. So I was there for a month. Next time we hook up, mate, we definitely meet up. We'll do something, definitely, mate. But yeah, in regards to managers, they're being set up to foul, in my opinion. And this is one thing we need to remember, is that at the moment, Ten Hag hasn't been backed. You have to say it. He's had 2 players in, 1 player's injured, 2 players in, and our squad is worse off than it was. Our squad is worse off than it was beginning of last season. What do you think about that? Do you think our squad is worse off than it was last season? We had Rasmus and Varane last season, of course. Remember that? You know, he spat on someone's face. Carragher is a disgusting human being. And the guy shouldn't be talking about Eric Ten Hag. He put in pressure all last season on Eric Ten Hag. He also said Licha Martinez is too short, didn't he? He's an absolute prat, in my opinion. Absolute joker. Yeah, big up, Sonny. It's good to see you here again. I'm glad to see you're doing well as well. Anyway, have you watched Minions? I watched millions of times. I watched a number of different Millions. I was going to watch a Million yesterday. Immigration one. The one with the duck. Have you seen the one with the duck? I'm going to watch that one next. I love Millions. Big up the Millions. Carragher should focus on Liverpool, not Manchester United. I don't know why he's always talking about Manchester United, because he's jealous. You know what it is? You know, some people, they feel nervous about Man United coming back, so they reassure themselves. And they keep reassuring themselves that Man United are bad, Man United are bad, Ten Hag is this, Ten Hag is that. They want to destabilise us. That's what they want to do. They just want to destabilise us. Now, when a Liverpool fan talks good of Manchester United, see it as the opposite. When they talk bad of Man United, see it as the opposite as well. I do not listen to a Scouser when it comes to talking about Man United. I have no interest in what they say about my club, our club, at all. They hate us. We hate them. They need to just concentrate and stay in their lane and concentrate on their little Arnie slot over there, their B-Tech Ten Hag. That's what they need to concentrate on, to be honest with you. Carragher, big flip-flop, Vidic is not a top player. Yeah, he said Vidic is not a top player. Was it him? It was the other one as well. Abonneho said that Vidic is not a top player. There's actually fans online, right, who are absolutely slaughtering them for saying that. There's Arsenal fans even saying that. How could you call Vidic a bad player? Vidic is one of the greatest defenders to ever grace the Premier League. He's better than Van Dijk. He's better than Van Dijk. Mate, he is 10 times better than Van Dijk. Every one of our legends at the centre-back is better than Van Dijk. Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Jaap Stam, Ronnie Johnson, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand are all better than Van Dijk. Let me tell you that much. He watched Man United 13. Yeah, he watched it, so he's crying about it. And we've caused them a lot of pain over the years, haven't we? This is the thing. We've caused them so much pain that they keep crying about it, you know, and at the end of the day, hold it. Who wasn't that good? Vidic was amazing. Vidic was an amazing defender, mate. It was absolutely incredible. It was brilliant. Him and Rio Ferdinand were a wall. Even Gerrard is not that criticising. Gerrard wouldn't criticise, because Gerrard, at the end of the day, was not as good as Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes was 10 times better than Steven Gerrard. Paul Scholes was England's best midfielder, and they played Paul Scholes in the wrong position. They played him on the left midfield, and they wonder why England don't win anything. And this is exactly it. Yeah, 100% better. Is better than Van Dijk, 100%. Vidic is, so is Jaap Stam, is better than Van Dijk as well. Jaap Stam, much better. And when you go even further back to Steve Bruce and Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce once scored 16 goals from defence. From defence, 16 goals. Absolutely incredible when you think about it. Facts, yes, my bro. Exactly. We know what we're talking about. Liverpool is a big flip-flop ball player. Yeah, Liverpool, everyone. You know what I don't like is people tend to underrate Manchester United players. They want us to forget history. They're trying to make people forget what actually happened in history. So they try to create a narrative that makes people think these players were bad. You know, and what annoys me as well is that Gary Neville, Paul Scholes are very humble people, and they never call themselves the best at anything. You know, and this is why I think they should be a little bit more arrogant and start saying, well, we are, because we won this many titles. We're better than them. I wish they would do that. Harry Mash should be given a chance, same as Collier. In my own opinion, I think United should be going for the likes of Tels from Munich, Florian Wirtz, Richard Rios, Edison. Mate, these are names that have been on the radar for a long time as well. I absolutely agree. You know, I mean, at the moment, we're getting to that stage where we'd be like, who else? Anyone, please, anyone. But those names are absolutely huge. But in regards to Harry Mass is going to be a superstar. He is. And we've been saying it, and many of us have been saying it for a long, long time. He's going to be a superstar, Javier Mas, 100%. Let me just... Yeah, sorry, I still got a little bit of a throat there going. Man United is too good, never. Sanderberg news. Sanderberg obviously looks like Man United are very serious about Sanderberg, and it looks like there's no smoke without fire in regards to that. He could be a Manchester United player, and hopefully Fofana would also be a Manchester United player. If we can get Fofana and Sanderberg, then that will be really, really big at the end of the day. But Sanderberg is worth no more than 15 million. We're not going to pay 30 million for Sanderberg. I like him to like a Daniel James type of signing. He plays in the Championship, for goodness sake. Come on, guys. He needs to be 15 million, and that's it. And we signed Fofana as well, and that would be decent. That would be decent. It's not Ugarte. We set our heart on Ugarte, of course. We did set our heart on Ugarte, but at the end of the day, it doesn't look like that's going to go through, sadly as it is. Sanderberg, 30 million, that's too much for him, mate. It's too much. If Scott McTominay is worth 30 million, right, and Scott McTominay's a mainstay in the Premier League, how can Sanderberg be worth 30 million? It doesn't make sense. If Sanderberg's 30 million, Scott McTominay's 40 million. At the end of the day, Sanderberg didn't help Burnley survive from relegation, did he? You know, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, let's have it real here. You know, Man United tax. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm pointing at. You said it there. Man United tax. Man United 30 million. But it's funny that the tax doesn't work when we're selling players. It's like we go straight to the UAE system as soon as we start selling players, which is no tax. And that's the problem with Man United at the moment. We can't sell players. We can't get money for players. We can't get rid of players at the moment, and this is the issue that we're having. So Sanderberg, I wouldn't pay more than 15 to 20 million, around that mark. I wouldn't pay anything more than that. And if we do pay anything more than that, we've been mugged off. We've been mugged off big time. Lukumi from Bologna is a good player too. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. And Joma, you see what I'm saying? There are players in Europe that we're not looking at. This is why I'm a bit concerned about our scouting network. Let me just have a drink. This is why I'm a bit concerned about our scouting network, because there are players around Europe that we can get, right? We can get for good prices as well. But it doesn't seem like our scouts are really working hard enough, in my humblest of opinions. Now, Andre Neto could be going to Fulham. So Andre Neto, the Fluminense player that we were after, that we were interested in, could be going to Fulham. And they could be signing Andre Neto instead of McTominay. Can you believe that? Now, those people who defend McTominay staunchly, there's your answer. They would prefer Andre Neto to McTominay. There you go. Only one way. Lukumi is a good target. Yeah, he's a good target, mate. You know what? If we had you guys in the scouting team around Europe, you would be an absolute dream for us at the end of the day. Unfortunately, we have who we have in our scouting network. And I'm going to tell you a story, right? I'm going to tell you about a team. We know about AC Milan. But AC Milan have a conveyor belt of young players coming through. And I've been saying it for a long time. They have a couple of players there. Kamada is coming through, absolute baller. Liberali, absolute baller. These players are coming through the AC Milan conveyor belt, right? There's a Komoto. Those players are brilliant. Now, I would urge you 100% to look at the AC Milan youth team. The AC Milan youth team. And have a look at them. They've got some great players coming through, and we need to open our eyes to it. Yes, we got Chido Martin. Chido Martin is going to be a superstar. He's going to be an absolute baller. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be an absolute baller, but we need to flex our muscles in regards to worldwide scouting, because there are players out there that we can get for cheaper, and we do need to scout a little bit more, of course. Berge might surprise us. Some of our great legends came from the championships. Yes, they did, mate. Yes, they did. They started young, though, not at 27 years old. You know, at the end of the day, he's 27 in February. And one thing I do bring comfort in is that we would have scouted the player. So let's hope that he is a good player. I really hope so, for Man United's sake and our sake. You know, we hope that he's a good player. We don't want him to fail, of course. But we can't pay too much for these players as well. We can't be paying ridiculous money for these type of players. 30 million is too much. I watch all the news on the one football for me. Yeah, they're good. They're a good outlet, mate. They're a very good outlet. Don't forget to spread my name around as well, guys. You know, when you're talking, like someone mentioned earlier, Mina Football, someone before mentioned a couple of other channels. Don't forget to give me a shout out, guys. It's about promoting and networking. You guys are absolute legends. Maybe I'll get on their show. Maybe they can come on my show. Maybe that could happen. I've got a few guests coming on my show already the coming season. I have it all planned in regards to journalists and etc. coming on. But don't forget to spread your boys' message around, guys. Yeah, don't forget. Don't forget to spread the message around. Have you heard of Stretford Post? Have you heard of Stretford Post? And we go from there. Brazilian League has good players. If you check it out, some apical Swedish league. Brazilian League is absolutely phenomenal in regards to players and the conveyor belt of players that come through Argentinian League as well. I would even go as far as to say that we should start scouting South America full stop, because at the end of the day, these players that come from South America are really hungry, and they're willing. They want to succeed. Most of them come from not privileged backgrounds in Europe. A lot of players do come from privileged backgrounds. They're related to certain players. That's why they get chances in the first team. Frank Lampard, for example, players like that. They have a privileged lifestyle in regards to they get everything on the plate for them. Now, in regards to Brazil, South America, even if you look in even further CONCACAF and you look further beyond and you look into Caribbean and you look into North America, North America, Central America, in Mexico, in Jamaica, in Trinidad and Tobago, where do you think Aston Villa got Dwight York from and players like that? You have to scout, and I believe that we need to get our scouting in order. These players in South America, in that side of the world, are, in regards to English football, we forget about them a lot, because of work permits. We have to get work permits for these players. We can't just sign them like Spain can just sign them. Italy can just sign certain players. We can't do that in England because we need work permits. And to get a work permit, you need to have a certain criteria to get a work permit. Either it's a number of caps or related to someone from Europe, for example. So it's difficult to scout there, but there are some amazing players in South America, in Brazil and Argentina, that we can have a look at, because there are leagues over there. There are 3 or 4 leagues over there, and we should basically have a look, and try and pick up some players if we can. Margot is live now. I watch you, bro. I watch you. Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you very much. I've got big respect to anyone doing this thing anyway. But Mark Goldbridge doesn't need the following, does he? He's got everything on the plate, hasn't he? He's got everything there all ready for him already. But big me up to these channels if you can. That'd be great. Here in Africa, more especially Nigeria, we have good players. It's because we're, well, I wouldn't say that, mate. I think it's difficult, my friend. I think it is difficult to scout in those countries, but there are clubs that do it. And my friend plays for a club in Ghana called Hearts of Oak. I don't know if you heard him, but he plays for a club called Hearts of Oak, and they do bring through a lot of good players. I myself, I would scout these players, my friend. I would, and I would look at these players definitely. But one thing is that unfortunately, a lot of clubs now, they're just looking for the easy option and looking at Europe and blah blah blah, because it's hard to get people from these countries to the European leagues, for example. But there are players coming through, and hopefully more will come through in the future. I've said that if they wanted me to be a scout, I will go all around the world. I will go to Nigeria, I'll go to Ghana, I'll go to South Africa, I'll go to Australia, I'll go to Japan. I'll be everywhere finding the next big thing. That's what I'll be doing. Unfortunately, they don't have anyone of that ilk at the club that are willing to go around and look for players. They're just lazy, in my opinion. Spanish clubs do it quite a lot, though. I do think Spanish clubs do well in regards to African football, in regards to Nigeria, in regards to Lagos, and Italian as well, there, of course. Victor Osman, Victor Osman, I would have liked him on loan. I think Nigerian international, of course. I would have liked Victor Osman on loan. I think he's going to Chelsea on loan. I'm not too sure about it, but I spend a lot of time, obviously, in Naples, obviously, and he's a big player over there, isn't he, Osman? And it would have been a great signing for Man United. If we got him on loan, it would have been an absolute gem for us, of course. We need that sort of guy But Man United want even Tony, of course, and even Tony is another great player, but he's going to cost a lot. Africa have a lot of good players. Yes, they do. They do. And a lot of places in the world, you're the best football analyst. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, my guy. I look around. I watch football around the world, my friend. I've been around the world watching football. I love football. I love football from all around the continents. I do. And at the end of the day, I do feel like we're not utilising the market as well as we can utilise the market. Just because the player plays in Europe or he plays for Brazil, it's like the buzzword, isn't it? It's like, oh, Brazil is such a big nation, play football, he's Brazilian. And people don't want to look at, there might be a player in the depths of Haiti who's a really good player, and we don't know, who's the next Lionel Messi. And we don't know. The fact is that our scouters, we need scouts, a network of scouts all around the world, and we don't have that. Unfortunately, at Man United, we need to have more of that. We need to. We had it a bit. We got people like Chicharito, obviously, through the door at Mexican clubs, but we don't have it as often as we can. And unfortunately, there's some teams in Europe who do it better than us. Sadly, they do it better than us. And at the end of the day, we do need to improve on our scouting. I am from Mauritius in Africa. Mauritius is a beautiful place, my friend. Mauritius is an absolute paradise. We were talking about that the other day in regards to Mauritius. Man United should go there and tour. I know it's a small country, but I would have loved Man United to go there and tour because I can go there then. And I'm in the Middle East right now. I'm in Abu Dhabi, so I'm not too far from Mauritius, and we can have a good holiday out of it. I'm not too far from Mauritius, so I'm in Abu Dhabi at the moment, so not too far. It would be great if Man United did go there, though. Yes, Brazil or Chelsea go. Chelsea do have a good network of scouts in Brazil. They've also signed a young Angelino, isn't it? The young Argentinian defender as well, which is sad because I wanted that player as well. And they're fixing up their scouting networks in South America. Maybe we should do the same in Africa as well and start bringing through some players from there and bring the players over there. It is possible. Nothing is impossible, and never give up, even if you're an African player, because you will be spotted. If you're good enough, you will be spotted. And don't worry about it. You will be spotted. And that is what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about talent. And I believe you have it. But the thing is, Chelsea go Africa. Chelsea are moving well in this transfer market. They do move well recently in all the transfer markets, and they're showing us up, so to speak, this season. The way they are balancing FFP is absolutely phenomenal. The way they've done it, they spent over $1 billion, and they're still balancing FFP in their favour. Now, we've been run by the Glazers. We've been run by ignorant people who don't know nothing about football. They just think it's a ball that you kick and that's it, and they don't know nothing about the wider scheme of football. Hopefully, with Barada, with Wilcox, and with Ashwood, we will change this, and we will change this mentality, and our scouting network will improve, and we will bring players through from these countries and from all around the world, because there are great players around the world that we could look at and we can scout. You guys say it on here every single time. There's players for Bologna, there's players at Catania, there's players at Empoli, there's all these players, there's players at Girona, there's players that's everywhere. Look, we ain't even talking about Girona and what a great season they had last season. Players like Dobvik, players up front like that, do you know what I'm saying? There's players like who play in Portugal, in Madeira, in Guimarães, and in teams like that, in Raja Casablanca. These teams are big teams. Esperance de Tunis. These teams are big teams in Africa as well. And, these are very big teams and they're very well supported. And at the end of the day, we need to look at these Sundowns, and we need to look at these teams and look at the players that they have. Like, for example, I'll give an example. Turkey played really well in this European Championships. It's only during this European Championships people discovered Kadioglu, right? Now, if we had our scouting gear in order, we would have found Kadioglu a long time ago, wouldn't we? And that's what it's about at the end of the day. And it's about finding the next prospect early, so you don't have to spend 30, 40 million on them when they become good. And that's what we need to do. This is what's important. It's also about developing players and bringing players through and finding the next big thing. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. Liverpool attack Mane and Salah, Africa, I think, not Man United, Ahmad. At the end of the day, Mane went to Southampton, of course, and they scouted him very well. and they brought him through, and he became a very good player. Money was wanted by Man United, Louis van Gaal actually, but we didn't want to pay the money. We felt it was too much of a risk, and Liverpool ended up taking him, and it ended up being a very, very big signing for them, didn't it? But they had Jurgen Klopp, and he is a brilliant manager, and at the end of the day, I feel like Liverpool will struggle this season. If I bring it back to Liverpool, I think they will struggle this season with Arne Slot. I think once they start playing tough games, when they play Man United in the opening few games of the season, and they lose, they're gonna find it hard to come back from that. Definitely. Man United need to play good football. They do need to play good football. They need to score goals, Ijeoma. They do need to score goals, 100%. We need players who can score goals. We need a team that can score goals. We're Manchester United. We should be all about scoring goals, creating chances. And that's up to the wingers. Of course, Garnacho, Rashford, Ahmad, Anthony. These players need to create for the strikers. And this is what we've been missing for so long. The only creative player we've had so far is Bruno. Bruno is the only one who's been creating chance after chance after chance. We rely on him too heavily. At the end, they rely on Bruno too much. In my opinion, we need another Bruno, I think. Hopefully Collier will come through. Hopefully Collier will come through. I like Man United more. I like Mane. Man United need a player like Mane. And Mane was a brilliant player. Mane was a superb player. Finding that type of player is going to be difficult. I believe Ahmad can be that type of player. I believe Ahmad is a very, very good player. And I think we should give him a chance. Let's see what Ahmad can produce this season. Let's see what Garnacho could produce this season, because they're a year older, they're a year stronger as well. Garnacho's become one of Argentina's main players now, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. At the end of the day, they are developing, and we have a good conveyor belt of youngsters coming through ourselves as well. We have to remember that as well. So at the end of the day, it's all about believing in what we have, of course, and scouting for the next big thing as well, which we did with Chido Martin. Chido Martin is going to be an absolute fantastic player, of course, as well. Let me just drink. My apologies. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, Ahmed will come, mate. Yes, Ahmed will be the next one, mate. He's going to be superb. Don't worry about that, Ahmed. Big up, Dark Crow. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're just having a good conversation about football topics. In regards to scouting, in regards to scouting networks, is our scouting network good enough? Are we exploring the worldwide football good enough, in my opinion? Are we? Excuse me. We don't need Tony now. All we need is creatives in the midfield and a good defenders. Yeah, we do. We do need creativity. We're missing that heavily. We only have Bruno at the moment who's been creating. A lot of our strikers need to cut in a lot. They like to cut in, and it becomes predictable sometimes. I mean, when you have a right foot on the left and a left foot on the right, it becomes a problem because players like to cut in naturally. They cut in, and we got too many players who like to stack pad, who like to score goals, not create for the striker. And I feel like we need to improve that next season, 100%, and defensively. But that goes with injury and squad, doesn't it? And we need to give Ten Hag the best opportunity possible next season by signing the right players and getting the players in early, in my opinion. I like Rashford. Up and down is not good. Yeah, Rashford, it's just one of them ones, mates, where Rashford is a good player, but at the end of the day, I would have moved him on myself, and that's just how I feel about it. I just feel like too much drama surrounds Marcus Rashford. I don't think he's developed as well as I thought he should, but it doesn't look like we're going to do anything with Marcus Rashford. He'll be at Man United next season. Should I to go with a specific game plan tomorrow, or just play the organic football? I think he will go with a similar game plan that he did in the game in the FA Cup final, and I think he wouldn't be wrong to do that. I think we will win tomorrow, and I feel like we will shock a lot of people tomorrow. I think we will play well. Hopefully, we see some young players come through, and hopefully some of those young players shine as well. That would be amazing, because then it will help us a lot next season, wouldn't it? We have to be playing like Man City or Barcelona 2009. Mate, Barcelona 2009 were absolutely phenomenal at the end of the day. I felt like I had my ideas about Barcelona in 2009. Man United tactically got it wrong, in my opinion, in both Champions League finals. In particular, the one at Wembley, when they deployed Ryan Giggs as a central midfielder. We missed Fletcher in that game as well, of course. So, yeah, Rashford will play tomorrow. And the reason Rashford will play tomorrow is because he's played in all the friendlies. So, Don't be surprised if you see Sancho, if you see Rashford playing. You might see Bruno, you might play tomorrow, you may see Xerxes play tomorrow, but my aim is, my thing is he probably will play McTominay and Sancho. So he plays Sancho as a false number 9, McTominay up front, and he'll end up playing Ahmed on the right and he'll play Rashford on the left. Don't be surprised if something like that happens. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that formation, but don't be surprised if he does play that formation tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow doing a watch along. I'll be here live from 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Middle Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central European time. I'll be here to do Chatterbox and to do the watch along for the game as well. So I'll be here for 3 hours for you guys. I'll be here all the way to the bitter end. Hopefully we're celebrating, and hopefully we win the game in 90 minutes and we do well. And we've got something to be excited about. You know, if we lose tomorrow, as long as we don't get thumped, you know, and that's the main thing at the end of the day, because we're not ready at the moment. 2009 Barca, all the play for Sal, and we have to give credit to Frank Rijkaard for that Barcelona team, by the way. Frank Rijkaard doesn't get enough credit for that Barcelona team, so I'm going to give him the credit that he deserves. Manchester United knocked out Barcelona in 2008 Champions League semi-final. 1-0 on aggregate. We missed a penalty at the Nou Camp, right? That Barcelona team were up and coming, and it was managed by Frank Rijkaard. Frank Rijkaard brought that team through. Pep Guardiola just took it on, right? So it's thanks to Frank Rijkaard that you got all these Iniestas, these Xavis, these Messis. And I want to say that because Pep gets a lot of praise for that, you know, and I don't think he should get the praise for that. But that Barcelona team was excellent. We were excellent at Man United. But we were starting to feel the force of the Glazers. We were slowly starting to feel the force of the Glazers. The Glazers didn't want to improve our team. And I think that Roy Keane said it after 1999, that we went on, we didn't improve. But when the Glazers took over, it became even worse. We were not improving. The team of Ronaldo and Brown and Gary Neville and Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs was from the past. We weren't bringing any more players in. We were bringing like average players in here and there. Apart from, you can argue, Dimitar Berbatov, we weren't really bringing in great players and improving the squad. Darkrow, it was Sarah's first mistake in both semi-finals against Barcelona for going all out attacking. He should have had a solid midfield, spot on. Now, the first game, we played well in the first half. We should have scored a goal, but the tactics were wrong, right? We underestimated Barcelona and we were naive in that game. We played Barcelona in 2008 and we beat them 1-0 on aggregate. That's how we should have played against Barcelona. We should have been tight as ever and not give them any spaces. Now, in the game at Wembley, Darren Fletcher got suspended because he got sent off against Arsenal. So we couldn't have played a defensive midfielder, Darren Fletcher. We had no more defensive midfielders. Now, this is again the problem with the squad. The squad wasn't there. And this way back then started to show the cracks in regards to the Glazers' ownership. You know, what they were doing at Man United. It was rubbish. They were not improving the squad at all. And this was the problem. Soon as Fletcher left that game, we got suspended, we played Ryan Giggs as a central midfielder against Busquets and Iniesta. And what did they do? They ran rings around them. Around Ryan Giggs, sadly. Yeah, and anyone is beatable, but you have to set out the team the right way. And we didn't play the right way. We played wrong. Tomorrow playing from, the players will determine their mindset going into the season. Exactly, Ajoma. It's a big morale boost. If we beat Manchester City for the second time at Wembley in a row, it'd be an absolute morale boost for the team. Of course, we would be absolutely ready to go for the Fulham game on Friday, which is it's going to be an evening kickoff, isn't it? Man United 2009 play 4-5-1. Yeah, but with Ryan Giggs in the middle of the midfield, and it just 2009 wasn't it? No, we didn't. Yeah, we played Ryan Giggs in the central midfield. I feel like we did okay in the first game against Barcelona. I just felt like we were unlucky. I felt the first goal from Samuel Eto'o. You're talking about the game in Rome, right? I think the first goal from Samuel Eto'o was a bit lucky. It went underneath Van der Sar. And if there's any criticism about Van der Sar, it's that getting down. He's a bit slow getting down, and that was a bit of a problem. And in the second half, we were attacking, but they caught us on a break, and it was a great header from Messi, and we lost. But in the second game at Wembley, we should have learned our lesson. We should have learned our lesson, to be honest. And we shouldn't have tried to oppress Barcelona. We should have just been compact and should have been solid at that time. But it's all hypothetical at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it happened, it's happened, and we can never take it back. Hopefully we'll see another Champions League final soon. I really hope so. What if the Glazers had a CEO like Peter Kenyon? Things would be different. I don't think so, mate. I think the Glazers are just greedy. There was a time before the Glazers came and bought us on debt that we could have afforded any player in the world at any time. We had so much money, it didn't matter. We were so rich. We built up riches from 20 years, and I just feel like the Glazers just messed us up in regards to that. The Glazers, and you are what you are at the top, isn't it? So can't we just sign someone like Gavi? Gavi would be a great signing, and at the end of the day, you need to message Man United. At the end of the day, Man United seem to be having a Glazer summer. Who would have thought it? Glazers in charge, Glazer summer. This is why we wanted a full sale, my friend. This is why we wanted the Glazers out. This is why we wanted the debt cleared. This is why we wanted a full sale. This is exactly why. Because of times like this, when we're struggling to get a player, we're crying over 8 million. PSG want 51 million for Ugarte. We're offering 43. The deal is not going through because we cannot pay that extra 8 million. Who's that because of? Do you trust and believe in what Anthony is saying? Talk is cheap, mate. And I believe in Anthony. I hope he has a very good season. But I just prefer him to do it on the pitch. Just let's not talk, right? Because talk is cheap. At the end of the day, I've seen him in the pre-season. He's cutting in and he's shooting. He needs to stop that from his game somewhat because it becomes predictable. We know Anthony's a talented player. He is a talented player. And I hope that he can create more next season for the strikers, especially players like Xerxes, who are new, of course. Who are new? The day Man United back to the Champions League final, like to have Ajax versus Man United in the final. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Like the Europa League final. Do you remember the Europa League final? That was emotional, wasn't it? Winning that game, very emotional. With Jose Mourinho, of course. I love Man United with all my heart. We all do, my friend. No matter what, we just need good signings. We do. And we need to give Erik ten Hag the best opportunity possible to win next season. And by doing that, they need to sign players. Man United need to sign players, and they need to sign players quickly, in my humblest of opinions, guys. You've been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. An absolute brilliant show. It just swung. It's just gone so quickly. Thank you guys for joining me today. Please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe. It's so important. Guys who are new in the chat, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. I'll be back for Breaking Dawn early in the morning. If anything breaks, I will be here live to bring it to you. I'll come on live if we sign anyone. Hopefully something is coming soon. And the spirits will be raised in regards to Manchester United, and we'll start getting more enthusiastic about the season. I don't like Barca in the final or Real Madrid. I don't want either, mate. We need someone else. We need Man United to come back in a couple of seasons and do something, because I'm tired of it. We are the club who should be at the top. We're here fighting Nigeria because of Man United. No, don't fight over Man United, mate. Just hit them with the facts, mate. Hit them with the facts. In 1958, Manchester United team died for the Champions League, right? English teams did not believe in European football, which is why we had to fly back the same day to go and play our game. I believe it was against Southampton. We were threatened with a points deduction if we did not get back for our game against Southampton. I believe it was Southampton. Because of this, we tried to make that plane take off 1, 2, 3 times, and a plane crashed. Because we believed in European football. We believed that European football in the long run will help English football, right? We still ended up being the first European team to win the European Cup back then in 1968. Now, teams are boasting about how great, how they're in the Champions League and how we're not. We were the first ones to believe in European football. They didn't even believe in European football. They didn't even believe in nothing. We sacrificed ourselves for teams like Arsenal, teams like Man City, teams like Liverpool to play in the Champions League and to boast about six times, when it wouldn't happen if it weren't for us. And that's the fact about it. They need to learn their history. They need to sit down and learn their history and show respect. I believe every single season there should be a Manchester United Busby Babes Day because of what we sacrificed for football. Not only what we sacrificed for football, but also bringing through young players. We were the first to do it. We were the first to do it. And this is where the Premier League and English football need to get their education set and right. Football in England wouldn't be what it is today without this club of Manchester United. It wouldn't be nowhere near. So they need to pay their respects to us. And I believe they should do a Busby Babes Day every single season. And they should pay homage to the team that actually believed in European football before they did. Because they didn't. Otherwise, they'll still be stuck in the past. We can give them a little history lesson. Maybe just give them a little history lesson and teach them about the birds and the bees. Because at the end of the day, if Manchester United did not have that terrible incident in 1958, Manchester United have 5, 6, 7 European Cups because we were the best. We were the best. And they need to show their respect to us. And the Premier League need to show the respect to the English, to Manchester United, the pioneers of English football. Bro, Anthony played some good passes in some games. Yeah, we have to believe in Anthony, my friend. Kingdom, it's a big season ahead for him, as with everyone else. Pedro is going to Chelsea, another one. Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the money from. I don't know how they're working FFP, but they're doing it well, isn't it? Guys, absolutely brilliant show. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow morning. If nothing else breaks during the day, but you've been absolutely brilliant. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to smash a like. You're absolute legends. Remember that. You're legends. Message me anytime. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere. On TikTok, on Instagram. I'm on Instagram most of the time, so you can message me on there, Sal UK. So don't forget I'm on there as well. So if you want to message me on there, don't forget to follow me. I'm also on Stretford Post on Instagram as well. I check my messages all the time, and I always respond. Guys, thank you so much. Big respect. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You're absolute legends. Take it easy, guys. See you soon. So.